of doing this in reverse, I thought I'd make me a little intro for because I forgot to get up and do a zoom out on my camera. So it didn't show much of what I had, but it did have the sound and my explanation, and the main thing was my speaker is what I was after. I've got the tone turned all the way down. And of course I removed a little bit of bass. Well, I didn't just turn it back up. You can see my amplifier now. I really like that thing. It's going to take several weeks to get all the stuff worked out on it. But turn some stuff off here. I've still got my GTX 100 turned on over there. Because I've got a cable here to plug into the guitar. Oh, excuse me. But that GTX 100 is a pretty good amp. I'll make a short explanation on why I think this Rumble LT25 is the best amplifier Fender's ever made. Now, it's not it's not for stage, stuff like that. But people have to have something to begin with, something to start out, and to keep them interested in the music. When I was coming up, you you get like a Silvertone amp from Sears, a little old box. Thing might be, I can't remember what wattage mine was. I think it had 6 or 8 inch speaker in it. So it wasn't real powerful, but it had a good tone to it. Of course, I had a Gibson little baby Les Paul with a single pickup in it, natural finish on it. Oh, I wish I still had that thing now. But it's the good practice amp, and with it being a bass amplifier, it's got that deep tone speaker, and you ain't gonna blow it out, so you can play hard music or soft music on it. It'll take clean or dirty, either one. So that's why I call it the best amp they've ever made, because it's for the beginner and it's also for the professional to practice on. You get some mighty good tones out of it, and the 30 built-in styles it has in there, some of them are really, really good. You can do a lot of things with it. That's the reason I think it's the best. It's simple. You get into Champion, they're great amps, but they're more complicated. You get into GTX, they're more complicated. Get into Fender Reverb, that's as simple as what I used when I first started playing. I've used a lot of Fender tube amps. I was thinking I had one, but no, I had one, but I didn't sell it. It got 5 finger discounted along with a pair of $1,800 speakers, and that was back when $1,800 was a fortune. Some DWD, some big studio monitor speakers for a large studio. But yeah, I didn't zoom the camera out, and I was concentrated on this, and my brain being as fuzzy as it is for the last few days, I just forgot to zoom it back out, just like I forgot to unplug the remote mic cord and lost all that other great video. I spent so much time working on it, practicing what I was going to play, and then turn the camera on and not even realizing it was silent. So I'll put this together. This is going to be my intro on that video. The music's not that good, but it does at least show the power of that speaker. I'm going to see just how powerful. I may have to put headphones on to keep from busting my eardrums. But that's a 100-watt speaker, or maybe 120 watt. Well, old and crackadated, and I'll get into the rest of the video. But that's a super good outfit. I've been wanting one of those a long time. As soon as they came out a year or so ago, or 2 years ago, I wanted one. I looked at the 1 and the 3, and I decided the one in the middle is the one I want. Because I don't care all that much for hooking up computers with stuff like that. Of course, I've got the equipment to be able to run it through to really get what I want mixed in a computer. Well, let's get into the rest of the video. Well, old and crackadated here again. Let me turn this air conditioner off. Get that thing turned off where I can. Well, Here's my blasting cap cabinet. I decided to go with natural OSB, the white head screws. I'm thinking about later going ahead and putting a golden oak stain on this and clear coat it, and then put the speakers back on it. I glued in some strips around the sides to put these screws in. Can't go all the way to the end because my strips, I cut them short. But anyway, I took the rubber washers off of these sheet metal roofing screws. They're self-drilling screws. And then I mounted the speaker with them too. I was going to leave the face off, but I thought, no, I need a protective grill on that, so I put the grill on it. And under these, I've got 3 of the rubber washers on each one of the clamps to raise them to the level to be able to clamp over top of the speaker, which I surface mounted from the front. And sounds pretty good. And of course, my video with opening the boxes on my Amped 2 by Blackstar and my RC 600 from Boss package deal I got. I had forgotten to unplug the cable for my remote mic because I wasn't going to use remote. And it left me a silent movie, so I deleted the whole video instead of trying to closed caption it or something and put words over top of it. Don't like that kind of video. I don't watch these silent videos where they're demonstrating something with no talking at all. I want to know exactly what's going on, or somewhere close to exactly. But I tried this out last night. I'm using remote on my guitar and amp, and I've got it hooked up to this. So let me turn some stuff on. And I'll do a little bit of demo. Well, had to replace the battery. As usual, everything shuts off. Well, let's see if we can get some. Got a phone call. This is my Veterans Day phone call. Well, it's a message. My cousin found me and subscribed. He lives in Georgia. He's originally from Dothan, but he lives in Georgia. And he subscribed. I guess I better tell how to find my channel, because YouTube won't always bring it up if you put it down as old, the symbol and cracadated. So what you do is at old cracadated without any and in the middle of it. What I found out, some of the he just messaged me. He loved the sound of that Matra box. I love it too. That's the reason I've got it featured here. And what I need to do is take one of my other stair treads and hinge it to the table back there to where I can fold it down with the pedals velcroed on it and be able to raise it up so I can access the back of my mixing board. I've got an ART mixing board over there. Oh, let's see, lost my train of thought. Well, anyway, I found out that the search engines, a lot of them will not recognize that symbol and, or the hashtags or anything like that. You have to put it short and concise. When I put up my Rumble channel, I had to replace the symbol with A and D in the middle. So if you go to it, I've only got 2 videos over there, and they're the same ones on YouTube right now. I'm only making some new ones for that because I'm going to do some shooting on the Rumble channel. I ain't even going to attempt it on YouTube. I've got some unique weapons. Well, anyway, I hate that I lost that good video. I really made a good one the other night doing my unboxing and everything, and good story, and I can't even remember what the story was now. I'm going to have to start making notes, because everything I do is impromptu, except the video I did. I made notes for the video I did about those I lost in Vietnam. That, I think that was around Memorial Day. And of course I've gone through some hard time, because this is a rough time of the year. I was wounded on October the 23rd of '68. My best friend was killed the day before, and I was going to escort his body, but me getting wounded, I didn't get to. And that really I struggled with. And I never went down there to find his grave or find his sister. I've seen post of her on the 101st Airborne Association website. because I've been in contact with several of the guys I was there with. The first platoon medic, the one that put me on the hook to take me up to the evac chopper. And man, we were getting our evac chopper shot at. Don't know how many hits they ever took, but the bullets were flying. But October's a rough time. I lost a buddy that walked point with me, because you had to have a trusted slack man. I only allowed about 5 different guys in my platoon to walk slack for me. Only ones I trusted to do the job. But my cabinet turned out real well. I decided, let's leave it natural, because I've got the side of the box. In my other videos, you'll see the British company lettering on the side for the blasting caps. But that speaker really sounds good. Hit a few more notes. And I'm using remote so I won't have so many cables running here. Now I may clip the mic on the camera with this. I'm having a little bit of hand control this morning, doing great last night. Used to be a really good blues player. That time I got to sit down with B.B. King. Of course, I didn't even ask to play his Black Betty. I just played the other guitar he had there with him. He liked what I did. He said I had real soul in my heart. I did some good blues stuff back then, but my voice is gone now. That water, whatever chemical it was, burned my vocal cords so bad. That's the reason my voice gets so hoarse. And this is midday when I've not been straining or anything, but inside of my mouth I've got very little feeling in there. That stuff just scorched me like I'd been burned with a torch. My tongue just, it don't feel real. I've still got taste around the corners of around the sides of my tongue, but in the middle, no taste buds. And it messed up my digestive system, which was already in bad enough shape. But I'm having a good time with all my stuff. I've got to get this RC600 out. Maybe I ought to just show anybody that hadn't seen one of them what it looks like. This is just a messing around video today. There's the R600 looper. RC600. I can't wait to get that thing plugged up. Do some work with it. Of course, it's going to take, it'll take several days to get it worked out. But there's a lot of buttons on it. But that's a look at what it is. I've wanted one of those things ever since it came out. They had the RC500 and I thought several times about getting it. But when they came out with this 600, I thought, yep, that's where the train stops at the station and it's time to load the cargo. But my studio is looking a little better. Another week or two I should have my mixing boards uncovered and cables run to them. I'm going to have to order a few more cables. I'm going to have a real cable shortage. But I'm having a good time with it. And I've got my Rumble 25 LT25 amp there, my Fender Champion 100 by 1, it's only got one 12-inch speaker in it. Then I've got my, what have I got over? Oh, the GTX 100. Behind it I've got my Deluxe Reverb. On the other side is Boss Katana 2 100. This is a 100-watt amplifier here. And of course I've got my Maker Box 2 there. Still having trouble locating the frets, but right hand's still got a little jerk to it, so my notes are not smooth. But I'm still working on it. I ain't gonna give up. Well, that's about all of this. I just wanted to do enough to get out another video showing this speaker. I enjoyed putting that thing together, and I thought, hey, take the washers off of those screws and use them and let the white head show. I got one a little out of place right there. Didn't get them exactly even. But what I've got, the strip I had, there's the little separator thing that's in the top and the bottom that was in there from the factory divider where the lid fit on the thing. But what I did with, I just cut a strip and put in here on each side and thought, well, I just won't put as many screws as I thought I was going to put, and it's pretty solid. Made a good speaker cab. Well, old and crackadated, and if it can, it will, and man, has it ever this week. I've had all kind of things happen. And those crazy dogs got to go down there. And of course, I watched them yesterday or day before yesterday. Spot ain't innocent in this thing, the horse. They weren't bothering him at all. So he comes out there and starts running, jumping back and forth. They're outside the fence. He starts his jumping back and forth like, hey, come on in, let's play. He's the reason they're doing that. That's the reason they don't bark at the other horses. They only chase after him. Of course, my other horse gets involved in it. And right now the name escapes me. I'm tired this morning. I've had a few days of the brain problems, and I just get so tired and uncoordinated, and my mind is not thinking real clear. But I'm still pretty sharp to be able to watch videos or watch TV, and through that election I was able to keep up with everything going on, and I know where the cheating is at. It's very obvious, and it's going to be more obvious when it comes up soon. Things are going to get straightened out in this country. I love my country, and so does Donald Trump. YouTube don't like it, I know that. It's left-wing liberal communist. And I'll tell you, I do not like Karl Marx or anything he stood for. He was an alcoholic who abandoned his family. He wouldn't work. He was shiftless. He was a gutter bum. And then Engels takes him in, and together they put together the Communist Manifesto. So you're going to take economic advice from a drunk? See how that works out. How it's worked out bad for the whole world. More people have died in the name of Karl Marx and his beliefs than anybody else that there's ever been. Because all these Stalin and Mao and all these people, they took his philosophy and turned it into dictatorships, which just found out that the numbers have been upgraded on Stalin and how many he killed. It's in excess of 200 million. I remember over the past few years they've found 2 different mass grave sites where in one of them there's around 30 million buried throughout where the woods have grown up over all that stuff. But yeah, follow murderous ideas and see where it gets you. And when everything goes bad, all these people that followed those ideas are not going to like it. Old and crackadated, I am wound up. I hadn't planned to ever get political on this. That's the reason I opened a Rumble account. I got a channel there, which I'll start making videos on it, because you're free to speak your mind there. I put up with liberals and their bad ideas. They can spout whatever they want to spout, but I don't have to believe in it. Well, old and crackadated. If it can, it will. And I'll be putting out another one, probably a camping and cooking video and another music video. And I'm going to do a complete tour of the studio when I get everything set up. I'm still working on it. I'm slow.